Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Little Miss Funeral YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lauren. I'm also known as Little Miss Funeral, and I am not the best YouTuber here on YouTube. So for those of you who have been with me for quite some time, you will definitely realize that I have not been the best because I have not been able to put out constant videos and content for all of you to enjoy. And the reason behind that is because I am a new mom and I just have not been able to find some sort of balance between work and home life and juggling those two things together. So I have made the necessary cuts in my life to try to stay sane and try to just prioritize what is the most important, and because of that my social media has definitely been lacking. But I want to try to put out more videos because it's something that I've always enjoyed doing. I love the community that we've built here and I just want to try to be better. So in order for me to be better, I am going to be filming videos whenever I get a chance, and that means that I might not always look the best. I might have weird backgrounds behind me. I might have screaming babies and dogs running around in the background as well. But that's my life right now, and that's the only way that I can try to do what I want to do. So to get back into YouTube and try to make more consistent videos, I thought that it would be great to answer a question from one of my subscribers named Markie Payton. And in one of the videos, she left a comment asking me how I am juggling being a new mom and just what's the most difficult part about being a funeral director and a mom, because it's something that she can't find a lot of information about. And I guess the way for me to answer her question is just to say that I have no idea. I have not been able to balance my life. I have not been able to be a good funeral director and a good mom. It just has not worked for me. So once again, for those of you who have been with me for quite some time, you will know that for the past 6 or 7 years I've been working for the same mom and pop funeral home. And if you're familiar at all with my vlogs that I've put out, you will kind of see through those videos that I have done it all. When you work for a small family-run funeral home and when you have a very small staff, you work when you work and you don't when you don't. There's really no schedule. I've had no schedule for the longest time. I've had no days on and no days off. I've just done what I've had to do to get the job done. And after my daughter was born and after maternity leave and when I went back to work, to be honest with all of you, I couldn't handle it. I could not find a balance. I was upset that I had to work and be away from my baby because she became the most important thing in my life. So the way for me to balance being a mom and being a funeral director was to quit that job. And it was something that my husband and I spent a lot of days talking about. It was not an easy decision because I really loved working with Keith every single day of my life. I loved the relationships I built with the families that I served, and I loved being there for them from start to finish. It really made me feel fulfilled. It really brought joy into my life through my work. And I know that that might sound weird because I found joy in funerals, but when you go to work every day, when you have a purpose, and when you can make a very difficult time easier for somebody who's really struggling, that does bring joy to me because it makes me feel like I'm doing something that's worthwhile. So after my daughter was born, I went back to work. I ended up quitting that job, and I kept getting calls from a local funeral director. And long story short, after numerous phone calls and meetings, I have now since started working for a completely different funeral firm, and I'm working for them on a part-time basis. So I am home 4 days a week with my baby. I know always that I'm going to be home those 4 days, and 3 days I'm at work and I'm there and I'm doing the job that I have to do and I'm working with families. And that really has been how I have been able at this season of my life and my career to find balance. It's definitely not a scenario for everybody. It's not a solution for everybody watching this who might be a new mom, but I have just been so blessed that things in my life have worked out the way that it has, and that I have been able to even have the opportunity to be at home at all with my baby, because I know that for a lot of people that's just not a possible solution for just childcare and financially. I'm just so blessed that I'm able to do what I'm doing right now, which in my mind is being a full-time mom and a part-time funeral director. So the most difficult part was being away from my baby while I was working full-time for the 2 months back from maternity leave. That was the most difficult part for me. And like I said, thankfully I was able to somewhat find a little bit of a balance now. Except when my baby is touching my tripod when I'm trying to film a video. Keeping it real over here on the YouTube channel. I'm going to need a heavier tripod if I'm going to be trying to film videos with her walking around, because she's just going to keep pushing everything over. But once again, this is a little bit of a life update, how I've handled being a funeral director and a mom, which together poorly. I've handled them very poorly, but thankfully I was able to find just a scenario that is currently working for me and my family, but it's also keeping me involved in funeral service as well, and still allowed me to do what I love doing. So thank you to Markie for asking me this question. Once again, I'm going to try to be a little bit more consistent with putting out videos. So for anybody who is still watching me ramble on over here, if you have any specific topic or question that you would like me to address, please leave it in the comments below, so that I could just kind of get back into the swing of things over here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.